This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
And now at 11, a tough topic for families and friends to tackle is about to become the focus of radio stations across central Indiana. Tomorrow is World Suicide Prevention Day.
And Radio 1 Indianapolis wants to get rid of the stigma surrounding mental health by turning off the music and talking about the warning signs.
RTV6's Cameron Riddle has a preview of the discussion that will hopefully save lives.
In radio, if a station that is supposed to be playing music isn't playing music, that's typically a problem. But tomorrow in Indianapolis, that'll be done on purpose when the stations of Radio 1 stop the music to have a conversation about mental health and suicide prevention.
It's 106.7 WTLC. I'm your man, DJ King.
In broadcasting, it is said that those behind the mic have a duty beyond entertaining to inform and serve. That's a mission Radio 1 Regional Vice President Dion Livingston is making priority one when his 5 Indianapolis stations stop normal programming to talk about an issue hitting Black and brown families especially hard.
For World Suicide Prevention and Awareness Day, we're going to stop the music for 2 hours. Suicide is impacting teenagers, young adults, the Hispanic and African American community at alarming rates, and we're going to address it.
Tomorrow, what you hear on your favorite radio station will sound a little different. 106.7 WTLC, AM 1310, 92.7 The Light, Radio Now 100.9, Hot 963, La Grande 105.1, and the Telemundo TV station will all host a discussion many families tend to shy away from.
The stigma in the African American and Latino communities is real. And as people are addressing more and more mental health issues, we have to break through that stigma so people realize it's okay to talk to a counselor. It's okay to tell people this is happening in your life.
What's going on? Is JDT on 96.3 coming up next.
Livingston says he realized it was a conversation that needed to be encouraged after talking to his own children who have friends that have tried to end a temporary problem with a permanent solution.
I have a 24-year-old and I have a 20-year-old, and unfortunately they've seen several members of their class attempt suicide. And that's something at that age. You've got enough stuff going on. You've got a lot going on in your life. You're just beginning your life. You should be ending your life at 20 and 24.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
World Suicide Prevention Day is tomorrow, and you can hear Radio 1 Stop the Music initiative on all Radio 1 partner stations from 10 a.m. until noon. You can also catch it streaming live on our RTV6 Facebook page. And tomorrow on the news at 6, I'll show you how licensed barbers are opening up lines of communication and becoming mental health advocates for men.
RTV6 is working for you, sharing a warning from a Crawfordsville man who believes he is a victim of vaping.
The more I think about it, the scarier it kind of gets, because we really don't know.
Kyle Lano was 20 years old when his lungs collapsed, his left lung last summer and his right lung less than a month ago. He spent 6 days in the hospital. Doctors cannot definitely say his health problems are caused by vaping, but Kyle is convinced that's the case.
I didn't know how serious it was until I was actually in the hospital, until they showed me how small my lung was. That freaked me out.
The products came onto the scene so quickly and became popular so quickly that then it's just hard sometimes for that data to make its way into the mainstream and people to become aware of what those health risks might be.
Kyle is sharing his story just days after the Department of Health announced a death in Indiana connected to vaping. Dozens of lung illnesses in the state and hundreds across the country are being linked to vaping. And today, the Food and Drug Administration warned the popular company Juul about illegally marketing vaping products as a safer alternative to cigarettes. Under federal law, companies must show scientific evidence before marketing tobacco products as a better option. Juul has 15 days to comply with the law or risk fines or other action.
Tomorrow, we'll learn more about a plan to make Monument Circle shine even brighter. The multi-million-dollar Shining a Light on Indianapolis initiative will pay to install lighting, projection capabilities, a new sound system, and flexible staging around the circle, which would make it a possible venue for concerts and other events. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., organizers will outline where the project stands, share a video preview of what's to come, and announce a new website. And taking a live look at Monument Circle from our downtown tower camera, you can see it's already beautiful just the way it is. Kevin joins us now. Will it be a beautiful forecast, Kevin?
It will be. Temperatures are going to do a 180. You go from looking at the full circle there. We were at 76 yesterday, 84 today. We'll be in the mid-80s tomorrow. 73, that's our current temperature. It's in the 60s to the north. Anywhere in the metro area, temperature still around 70 as you fall to sleep. Temperature tomorrow morning, 65. We make a big jump, 82 by noon. Afternoon high temperature, 88 degrees. That wind will be out of the southwest. That starts to bring in the warmer air. And through the morning hours into early afternoon, there's the progression of your hourly temperatures, 85 midday. Later in the day, almost to 90 degrees. You're certainly good to mow through the evening tomorrow once you get off work. We'll talk about how long this warm stretch will last, when is our best chance for rain to come, and why the weekend will be quite different.
Investigators say a married couple died today after a fire at a home in Mooresville. We told you on the news at 7, crews were called to a house in the area of Indiana and High Streets around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Since then, we have learned the names and ages of the victims. The coroner says 79-year-old Mary Featherston died at the scene. Her husband, 84-year-old Donald Featherston, died at Eskenazi Hospital. The cause of the fire is not clear right now.
Right now, the Gas City woman charged with murdering her stepdaughter is set to face a jury in 5 months. A trial date for Amanda McCarmack is scheduled for February 3rd. Carmack is accused of strangling 10-year-old Skylee Carmack. The girl's body was found last week in a shed behind the family's home days after she went missing. Whether Amanda Carmack will have an attorney during the trial is unclear. Today, she appeared in court for the first time and told the judge she will represent herself in the case.
A Muncie man accused of resisting police and drug possession is no longer facing charges related to an accident captured on body cameras. A warning, the video may be hard to watch.
Oh my God! Please, I'm not doing nothing.
Call 6 Investigates first told you about this case last fall. In June of last year, Muncie police responded to a tip about a man named Jesse Vernon dealing drugs. An officer found a bag allegedly thrown by Vernon with money and drugs inside, and that led to the arrest and altercation. Last week, Delaware County prosecutors dismissed all 4 criminal charges against Vernon. RTV6 reached out to the prosecuting attorney to find out the reason behind the decision. He told us, quote, the defendant and another person were riding a bicycle at nighttime, and the officers observed one of the 2 persons throw a bag which ultimately contained the drugs. We are unable to prove beyond a reasonable doubt which person threw the bag. And Muncie police told RTV6 they were unaware of the charges being dismissed. You can read more about the decision in the case by going to the RTV6 app and clicking on this story.
A Central Indiana teacher accused of sexual misconduct with a student is now facing a formal complaint from the Indiana Department of Education. Football coach Tyler Bruce is on paid administrative leave with the Northwest Hendricks County School Corporation as the sheriff's office investigates the claims. The Department of Education will hold a hearing to consider suspending or revoking Bruce's teaching license. He has not been criminally charged and denies the allegations.
A Southern Indiana judge charged in connection with a fight and shooting outside a White Castle in downtown Indianapolis will not spend any time in jail. Today, Clark County Circuit Court Judge Andrew Adams pled guilty to battery resulting in bodily injury. As part of the agreement, prosecutors dismissed 6 additional charges against Adams. He received a suspended sentence of 365 days in jail. Adams and a fellow judge were shot and wounded in May outside the fast food restaurant not far from Lucas Oil Stadium. The other judge was not charged.
An Indianapolis organization is asking for help tonight after someone vandalized an historic and beloved piece of public art. The piano that sits outside the District Theater on Mass Ave is so badly damaged it cannot make music. The damage includes broken front and top panels and a pedal that was snapped off. Leaders with the organization Indie Fringe say whoever vandalized the piano took a lot of joy away from many people for no reason.
You'd see children coming up to it, playing on the piano, adults, all ages enjoyed it, and especially on the weekends. Anytime we had a play or something going on, people would go by, tickle the ivories a little bit, and move on.
Indy Fringe hopes to raise $5,000 to help repair and restore the piano. If you'd like to donate, go to the RTV6 app and click on this story for information.
A project to transform a major road in Hamilton County is now officially underway. Government, business leaders, and other officials gathered today at the southwest corner of State Road 37 and 126th Street to mark the start of the State Road 37 improvement project. Several intersections in Fishers will be turned into roundabout interchanges similar to Keystone Avenue in Carmel. Supporters say it's much needed change.
As you know, that if we really didn't do anything with this project, it's already at gridlock right now. And so something needed to be done. And so the city of Fishers, the city of Noblesville, Hamilton County, and NDOT worked closely together to put this project together that's going to help families get home sooner, help these businesses along this corridor.
Changes will be made from 126th to 146th Street. The full project is expected to be complete in 2022.
A reminder now, tomorrow you can weigh in on a proposal to raise your IPL bill. The company is asking for a series of rate hikes spread out over 7 years. Bills would go up between 0.8 and 1.3% between next year and the year 2026. A public meeting will be held tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock at the Schweitzer Student Center on the UND campus.
The opioid crisis is hurting the economy. Coming up, Hiring Hoosiers shows how a program is helping companies stand by employees who may be struggling through a mix of compliance and compassion.
$70,000 in tuition money goes missing from a central Indiana college, but it doesn't take police long to find a suspect. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
City with more work to do. This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
A woman accused of stealing more than $70,000 in tuition checks that belong to students is facing theft charges tonight. Greenfield police started investigating Amanda Capps after several students at PJ's Beauty College reported their tuition checks missing. Detectives say Capps was a former employee of the college. They say she cashed and deposited several of the checks into her personal banking account.
Plans are underway to expand the 9/11 memorial in downtown Indianapolis. The spokesperson tells RTV6 2 elements will be added to the memorial on Ohio Street near the canal. Specific details will be announced Wednesday, September 11th. Right now, the memorial features 2 beams from the World Trade Center and granite monuments. 9 people from Indiana died in the 9/11 attacks, including 4 at the Pentagon.
On September 9, 1969, 83 of our brothers and sisters departed this earth to rest in peace for eternity.
Today, friends and family attended a ceremony to honor the lives of those killed in the worst air disaster in Indiana history. Allegheny Airlines Flight 853 collided with a small plane over Shelby County 50 years ago, killing 83 people. There were no survivors. Today's memorial was held near the site of the wreckage outside of the town of London. The son of the pilot of the Allegheny flight followed in his father's footsteps.
Inspired by my father, I have taken on the responsibility of flying captain on the Boeing 747 for 18 years, as well as continuing my passion for small aircraft by flying my own single-engine home-built aircraft.
After the crash, the National Transportation Board held hearings in Indianapolis to find out how 2 planes flying in daylight with decent weather could have collided in midair. Findings from the investigation and other air disasters led to changes in air safety. You can learn much more about this history of this tragedy and its impact by going to the RTV6 app and clicking on this story.
A gas station worker is injured and a suspect is still on the loose at this hour after an attempted robbery on the east side of Indianapolis. Officers say an attendant at the BP at Brookville and Post Roads was shot just before 6 o'clock this morning. His injuries are not severe. Investigators have not released any details about the reported robbery, but we will bring you updates as we learn more here.
Hiring Hoosiers connects you to job opportunities, training, and resources, but this RTV6 commitment also explores barriers in the workplace and what's being done to break them. The opioid crisis has a more than $1 billion impact on the state's economy. That's why a statewide initiative is helping companies fight the problem from within the workplace. Charles Brandt Construction is one of those companies. It has learned how to help employees struggling with addiction thanks to free opioid strategy sessions hosted by the Indiana Wellness Council and the Indiana Chamber of Commerce.
I believe everyone makes mistakes, and we all need the opportunity to get a second chance. So we're big on second chances. So we try and work hard with the employee if we know there's an issue.
15 more sessions for employers will be held across the state through next year. For more info, go to hiringhoosiers.com.
Now to a Central Indiana program that's taking students from classroom to career. The Digital Designs and Advertising program at J. Everett Light Career Center helps young artists hone their skills for corporate careers. Students turn their creations into logos and learn about advertising techniques. The program also helps students make money while they learn.
A lot of my students will, like I said, go to college, but a lot of them do go right into the career field, especially to help pay for college. So they'll start as an entry-level graphic designer. They may fund their way through college doing t-shirt designs, working in the screen printing field or the sign field, doing vinyl cut. So there's a lot of different areas.
Students can save more than $800 in college tuition through this program. You can learn more about this class as well at hiringhoosiers.com.
All right, a little cooler this weekend, but summer is back.
That's part of it, right? We had to cool down, and so now this seems really warm where we're headed.
Absolutely.
But we can handle it. I was just looking, I think it's like 7 out of the last 9 Septembers we've had 90-degree days, so not unusual. And there's foreshadowing for tomorrow, Wednesday, and possibly Thursday. It was 90 in Evansville today. Rest of Central Indiana just stepping into the mid-80s. We'll continue the trend of warming up and flirt with 90 degrees the next 3 days. But you realize tomorrow and Wednesday, the records were set in 2013, not that long ago, at 95 and 96. No record territory this time, but warmer than we have been, and rising with the temperature will be the humidity level, and that reaches the very muggy stage by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday. As far as our rain chances, we'll introduce a chance for thunderstorms Wednesday and Thursday. The more likely time, the more widespread thunderstorms for the end of the week on Friday. The trigger for that will be a cold front that will knock our temperatures back to around 80 on Saturday. If you have weekend plans, Saturday and Sunday will be cooler, certainly less humid. TrueCast tomorrow. We let the clock change, and that's really about it through the day. Lots of sunshine around, maybe some mid to high level clouds, and a passing thunderstorm in Illinois tomorrow night. For high temperatures tomorrow, whether it's north or south or central Indiana, compare this to the average high of 80, and you can see in most cases running almost 10 degrees above average. The wind will be out of the southwest at around 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, first thing in the morning, dry and a warmer start. Some scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms possible in the afternoon into the evening hours. But as you can see, forecast models not depicting widespread rain. I think isolated showers and thunderstorms around. High temperatures Wednesday, just about the same. Ultimately, where they land will depend on the building cloud cover and any isolated showers or thunderstorms that would develop. Temperatures so close to 90 degrees. As we go to the weekend, the relief arrives. Saturday, 80 degrees for the high temperature with lower humidity. That's good for college football games. On Sunday, we'll start to nose back a little warmer. Still mostly sunny, 82 for the high. As you look at the forecast for next week, temperatures back in the mid-80s on Monday. Put it all together for you. Pretty quiet week, just warm and humid with the thunderstorm chances increasing and peaking on Friday. Cooler for the weekend. The overnight lows that we enjoyed in the lower 50s at times are back to 71 by Friday morning. Then we cool those off a little bit too into the weekend.
All right, hanging on. Thanks, Kevin, for that. Summer is not over yet.
Well, technically, no.
No. Right, that's
but
true.
We've already kind of moved on to football.
I know.
So it's like technically
mixed messages, I call it.
Yeah, it reminds me of college. But anyway, hey.
College is over.
That's right. Oh, and is it? Game night for a couple of Colts, even though they played yesterday. And one noticeable absence, but the memories that were made, well, they were made just the same. Spotlight with the news at 11 continues.
100 cash back.
Big Colts news today. Wide receiver Devin Funchess going on injured reserve. Hurt in the fourth quarter yesterday when he landed hard on his left shoulder. Head coach Frank Wright confirming today he has a broken clavicle or collarbone. Funchess already had procedure on it, though. Good news, it's not season ending. He's expected to return at some point later this year. Good evening. Funchess would have to miss out on a very special event this evening, but it was next man up for the Colts once again, as players are using Mondays to give back to organizations all over the city. Brad Brown with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
On the day after game day, it's game night.
He's actually doing bad.
Supposedly I'm cheating.
Cheating?
Yes, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to win.
A trio of Colts coming to Big Brothers Big Sisters monthly gathering in downtown Indy. The game's on the table, not as important as the mentoring taking place.
And I think it all boils down to one thing: is the community, and everybody pours wherever their cause is it revolves around community, and that's what this organization revolves around too.
Colts receiver Devin Funchess making a donation to the organization. He couldn't make it tonight as he recovers from his Week 1 injury. Quentin Nelson and Matt Adams also in on the gaming fun.
Oh yeah.
Either way, I won.
There it is.
And the players gave away some tickets to the Colts home opener.
I don't look at it as me being, the quarterback now. It's me just being, trying to be, a good citizen.
You guys play some games on the road trips, on the plane, in the hotel. It's got to be
I can't tell you. Yeah, I can't tell you all that stuff.
Something on the up and up a little bit?
Yeah, we do a couple things, so I can't let those secrets out.
Earlier in the day, Colts players and cheerleaders visited IPS School 105, helping some local students with new uniforms, giving these kids a fresh look for the school year.
I got socks and belts.
It's a wonderful opportunity for the children to see the Colts organization give back to the community, and it's also helpful for the families so that they don't have to spend all of their funds purchasing uniforms.
Smiles all around, and likely many more as the season goes on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Something to make Mondays worth looking forward to. With the Colts, Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
Well, back to Funchess. He reached out to Big Brothers Big Sisters upon arriving in Indianapolis. His $7,500 donation would go a long way to help several programs there. Well, finally tonight, first and foremost, from yesterday's game. I know a lot of people are talking about the plays that weren't made in the game. How about one that was? Colts could have gone down 2 scores. Instead, this one-handed pick by Malik Hooker. One of the catches of the day in the NFL, let alone this game. But anyway, good to see Malik healthy. Team is back to practice coming up on Wednesday, although they still report to the complex tomorrow. They're in Tennessee coming up on Sunday. Do not panic. That was just one game. The offense looked pretty good, I thought, under Jacoby Brissett.
Snatched it right out of the air there.
Don't panic.
Some hope for the season.
Big breathe.
All right, well, you guys breathe. We'll be right back. A park on the west side of Indianapolis is getting a new attraction. Today, city and neighborhood leaders broke ground on the Taggart Memorial Amphitheater project. Riverside Park's historic Thomas Taggart Memorial will be restored to include the amphitheater. It will become the new home of the Indy Shakes, which is also known as the Indianapolis Shakespeare Company.
We look forward to all future collaborations with the neighborhood. The sky is truly the limit. We offer a high-quality, fully professional production to the community for a free admission price. So that antithetical idea, cheers for that.
The city says the amphitheater should attract many arts productions. The amphitheater is expected to open by June, just in time for some outdoor listening.
That will make winter go like that.
Boom!
We'll be back in June before you know.
Yeah.
This will delay winter for sure. 88 tomorrow, close to 90 Wednesday and Thursday with a small chance for thunderstorms. The better chance will come on Friday. There's your hourly forecast tomorrow. Already 83 at noon. Wind will be out of the southwest, and that'll draw the humidity a little higher as well. If we hit 90, we'll have a ribbon cutting.
All right.
Why are you already talking about winter?
Oh, I don't
know. Winter's way down the road, but we're going to put Monday behind us.
Good night.
Good night.